wonderful wellness centers. Great fitness rooms, great multi-purpose rooms, swimming pools, warm water, HydroWorx pools. But they only work if people show up. Gone are the days in senior living that we have the marketing fitness room and the marketing warm water pools. We want live bodies, and that's major. We want live bodies actively participating in those environments. So I've used this model to help people understand how complex it is to get people to take action in their health. So in whole person wellness, we understand with all of the research that we're multidimensional beings. I don't care how you define the dimensions. I've chosen to use these 6 dimensions. But we have to recognize that we're multidimensional. So for example, when someone falls and breaks their hip, it isn't that we just extract the hip out of their body, go fix the hip, let them have an out-of-body experience, fix the hip, and put the hip back in, and now they're healed. No, no, no. When their hip broke, their whole body broke. Every dimension of their being was impacted by that broken hip. And so in the healing process, we have to be very intentional as to how we go about healing all of those multiple dimensions. Also in the whole person wellness model, much of it is about our self-talk. So how we're choosing to talk to ourselves. Do we believe we can do things, or do we only believe we will be ill? Can we foster self-responsibility and not paternalism? The other complexities of whole person wellness include behavior change systems. We have to really initiate a system of ongoing behavior change to get people to even realize they can take action in their own health and well-being. Okay. So we have these multiple dimensions. I can apply all of these dimensions to, specifically, I'm talking tonight about warm water pool environments. We can enhance multiple dimensions in our aquatic areas. I have asked many of the organizations we've worked with why they don't utilize the entire warm air and warm water aquatic environment better. Often, I don't see highly trained staff being placed in swimming pool aquatic environments. It's more as if it's open swim. We don't see as much participation when we have open swim or swim with a buddy. I need highly motivated, professional, experienced aquatic professionals working in these areas. There are so many things that we could even do on the swimming pool deck that it doesn't seem to enter people's minds. We have air temperature of 85, 90 degrees. Why aren't we doing stretching classes or meditation classes? If I would do something like that, it taps into another pillar of whole person wellness that's called social learning theory. I can't do whole person wellness without role models. It's impossible. I need to see other people. I need to practice it in my mind's eye. If I've never been in a warm water pool, let me be in that environment on the deck, on land, to begin taking action in the swimming pool. I'll watch people. I'll begin seeing how they utilize programming, how they get in and out of the swimming pool, what they wear. It's social learning theory. Environments play a vital role. What did I say? Senior living, perfectly suited for whole person wellness. We can create physical environments that are within easy access of all of our residents, our employees, and even surrounding community members. Physical environments that enhance whole person wellness. I can make all those opportunities available. I can create social environments so that I have social learning going on. I have role modeling going on. People can can see what it means to be well and not just see what it means to be ill. And I can intentionally create a culture of whole person wellness. And that culture is reinforced by the policies, procedures, even what I'm doing with the marketing department. I've uncovered that marketing departments in that initial move-in, initial application process, they're finding out all sorts of things about existing health status. And right now I'm seeing that the organizations I'm working with, it's sometimes taking a year between meeting with marketing and actually being able to move onto the campuses. And what we're experiencing is in that year, people's health, it's deteriorating during that time period. Why don't we get our marketing staffs more involved in then getting people to take action in their health and well-being in that waiting period so that when they do move in, they are now the most healthiest person they could possibly be. This is the parent company that I'm president of Whole Person Wellness Solutions. Our parent company is based in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we were able to put in one of the HydroWorx treadmills in Twin Towers. This is a comment from one of our physicians. He really was leery about the treadmill. He had never used the warm water pool before we were able to get the treadmill in. Comment here is this comment about exercising on land-based. This is again why I think senior living is perfectly positioned to incorporate warm water pools. We have a lot of people who cannot do what is required to be functionally well if they only have land-based opportunities available to them. Let's go to the next one. Benefits of warm water, what I'm seeing all over the country. My foundation, what I'm going for, my outcome I'm striving for is someone to be well, their whole being to be well. If they're going to live on my campus, I want every single day that they wake up to be the best thing possible for them. They woke up. How do I make that be a great thing? I want a community of wellness. Well, what do we know can get in the way of that? We've got to, as our responsibility needs to be to remove all barriers to people's, if it's a barrier, perceived or real, I need to remove it. Barriers to whole person wellness. One I hear all the time is pain. I hear people, their tremendous fear of falling and chronic conditions. Now you look at all three of those on the top, and then when we start getting to pre and post therapy, if we look at these barriers to well-being, often when I ask people why are they not participating in their personal wellness, it goes back to these three conditions. When I start inviting people to think about warm water pools, I can now get them exercising in an environment. It's warm, it feels good. Their weight has been displaced because of the water. They can walk and do things that they never thought was possible to do in the past. When I look at chronic conditions, you name the chronic condition, the research has shown us that it's never too late for anyone to start taking positive action on chronic conditions. I can see positive movement in almost all of those areas for everyone if I can get someone to walk 30 minutes most days of the week, regardless of age. So if someone begins walking 30 minutes most days of the week, we can see positive change in many chronic conditions. But they can't because of their fear of falling or pain. So if I can remove that barrier, fear of falling, they're in the water. If they do fall, they won't hurt themselves because they're in the water. I've got people in the water who have been able to remove any walkers. Obviously, they aren't using a wheelchair. They're finally able to walk as normally as they possibly can. And they can walk in the water for at least 30 minutes. I've removed the pain situation. Now all of a sudden, I'm getting some people to see some positive reinforcement and positive action on their chronic conditions. Now the other piece that I'm not seeing enough action in is this whole concept of pre and post. So we've got a lot in post-therapy, but not in pre-therapy. If you need surgery, you have to get healthier first. We will see more and more and more. We need people that are going through surgery. We need to stack the deck and make sure that people are as healthy and strong as possible prior to surgery. Warm water pools are going to be your answer. I'm serious. Now, one of the other things that I don't have on this list is the whole cognition piece. So I did a lot of work. Sorry about my little mess there. Okay. I've done a lot of work with looking at cardiovascular health and cognition. So I ran a big applied research center in Kansas. We had quite a bit of funding to do a study looking at the relationship of cardiovascular fitness and comparing it. We actually used the CogniFit product. I don't know if many of you are familiar with CogniFit, but it's a typical one of the software programs where you do the brain fitness. And we ran a study for about 6 months looking at the relationship. And the studies keep holding that number one to maintain cognitive fitness is aerobic conditioning. It's cardiovascular conditioning. Number one on the list. Always is. My prediction is that it always will be. Second on the list for maintaining cognitive fitness continues to be the value of social connections. Can't say it enough. Again, warm water pools. Our warm water pools are most successful when we have classes. We don't see people using them in open swim, but in classes, they're there and they're involved. I can do water walking and cardiovascular exercise in the swimming pool, and I can meet the needs of people who their needs can never be met on land because of fear of falling and too much pain. Nicole, let's go to the next one. I'm taking way too long. I'm sorry, but I just love this field. There's so many things we can do. We have the ability to change so many people's lives. It's frightening. So why do we need professionally trained staff? And we have to get off of this thing that the pool can be the buddy system because that does not work. You will hire the best of the best. If what you want are great results, you've got to staff it with the best of the best. If you really don't want anybody to be there and it's just a marketing pool, then get it. Then do that. But if you really want people to benefit, hire the best possible staff you can. I can't hurt a 20-year-old on an exercise program. But look at this person. 2 back surgeries, 2 knee replacements, arthritis, spinal stenosis, fibromyalgia. What does she do? Tell me what she would put herself on in the swimming pool and benefit. She can't. We put this in because what do I want to do? I want to remove barriers. So if someone has a fear of falling and they have high pain and they have to really think about, wowee, can I really get in that pool? And if I get in there, because I've been exercising for an hour, can I get out? Hey, put yourself in their position. I mean, nobody wants to be embarrassed. Nobody wants to look like that. We put in one of these pools. So we put in full HydroWorx pool. The 1 year that I turned that entire organization around to all whole person wellness, we were able to demonstrate an $806,000 return on investment from the specific measures that we use. There's all sorts of ways to show the benefit, but you've got to collect the data, and you got to have the stars running the program. Nicole, sorry that I. So this is one where it lowers, so the pool can lower, so it's height adjustable. Therapeutic benefits, I kind of jumped ahead of myself with the article. We will see more and more of pre-rehab. Prehab. You have to get into that business. You have to understand it. It has to just be part of the protocol of what you want to do. You want that person ready for whatever operation, surgery they might have. And Nicole? I put this in, it's kind of long and reedy, but it's funny. So I had to put this testimonial in. I have two knee replacements, a hip replacement, degenerative disc disease. I was not able to walk very well, difficult for me to stand up straight. Well, then they get this darn treadmill in the water. For one, we had to convince them that they weren't going to be electrocuted. They put it in there, but I started walking on this thing and found I could stand up straight while walking. I can even jog. Who would have thought that was possible? I feel better. I can actually exercise. My friends tell me I'm actually standing up straighter. In rehab, traditionally in physical therapy, what would happen? Physical therapy would be down in the basement, down the hall, around the corner, hidden behind the Oz wall. Something awful would have happened to them. They would have gone into physical therapy. Nobody ever sees them again. Horrible stories are devised in the dining room. We need to take advantage of role modeling, social learning theory. We need to show the success stories. We're doing wonderful things now. We have wonderful tools available for people to recover, right? To reinvent themselves, because stuff happens. Reinvent and go on. We have to get much better about showing these success stories and let everyone see that we do. We might not be the same person we were before. Maybe I'm even better than I was before. But we have to find better ways of telling the story. So, main message is, if you're going to go this route, make sure you go with a very reputable product. I think warm water pools address the needs of many of the forgotten in our senior living communities. And if you're going to do this, make sure you hire qualified professionals who understand behavior change theory, whole person wellness, love working with older adults. Thank you.